In an interconnected world, energy binds nations together. From pipelines to tankers, the global energy system is a web of interdependence. This network facilitates trade and growth but also exposes vulnerabilities. The energy landscape operates on a delicate balance of supply and demand. This balance becomes precarious during global uncertainty. Energy emerges as a potent weapon in international relations. The weaponization of energy risks disrupting global supply chains. The interconnected nature of energy demands cooperation and collaboration. The US-China trade war, a defining economic and geopolitical saga of recent times, serves as a stark illustration of how trade disputes can profoundly impact global energy markets. The imposition of tariffs on goods worth billions of dollars, including energy commodities, sent shockwaves through the global energy system, disrupting established trade routes and altering energy investment landscapes. One of the most significant casualties of the US-China trade war was the burgeoning liquefied natural gas market. As the two economic giants engaged in a tit-for-tat tariff battle, China, a rapidly growing consumer of LNG, found itself at odds with the United States, a major LNG exporter. The trade war led to a sharp decline in US LNG exports to China, as Chinese buyers sought alternative suppliers to circumvent hefty tariffs. The trade war's impact extended beyond just LNG markets. Tariffs on solar panels, wind turbines, and other renewable energy technologies further complicated the global energy landscape. These tariffs, while intended to protect domestic industries, had the unintended consequence of slowing down the global transition to cleaner energy sources. The weaponization of energy trade during the US-China trade war underscores the vulnerability of a highly interconnected global energy system to geopolitical tensions. It also highlights the need for diversification of energy sources and supply routes to mitigate the risks posed by trade disruptions and geopolitical uncertainties. The escalating trade war between the United States and China exposed Europe's energy security vulnerabilities. Europe, heavily reliant on Russian natural gas, found itself in a geopolitical tug-of-war. The Nord Stream 2 pipeline became a focal point of contention. The US imposed sanctions, arguing it would increase Europe's reliance on Russia. This move sparked diplomatic tensions between the US and Germany. Europe's ambitious climate goals further complicate its energy landscape. The need for diversification of energy sources and supply routes is crucial. As the trade war with the United States intensified, China, ever the pragmatist, embarked on a strategic pivot in its energy policy. Recognizing the vulnerability of relying on a single supplier for critical energy resources, Beijing actively sought to diversify its energy partnerships, forging new alliances and strengthening existing ones. Russia, with its vast reserves of natural gas and oil, emerged as a key partner for China. The two countries deepened their energy cooperation, signing a landmark 30-year gas deal and expanding joint ventures in oil and gas exploration and production. This strategic alignment not only provided China with a secure and reliable source of energy, but also strengthened its geopolitical standing vis-à-vis the United States. Beyond Russia, China extended its energy diplomacy to Central Asia, a region rich in energy resources but often overlooked in global energy geopolitics. China invested heavily in energy infrastructure projects in countries like Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, securing access to new sources of oil and gas and expanding its influence in the region. China's energy gambit, driven by a combination of economic pragmatism and geopolitical calculations, underscores the shifting dynamics of the global energy landscape. As traditional energy relationships are tested by trade wars and geopolitical rivalries, new alliances are being forged, reshaping the global energy map and creating new centers of influence. Amidst the turbulence of trade wars and geopolitical rivalries, a quiet revolution is underway in the global energy landscape, the rise of renewable energy. Driven by a confluence of factors, including concerns about climate change, energy security, and technological advancements, renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower are experiencing unprecedented growth, challenging the dominance of fossil fuels. The trade war, despite its disruptive effects on certain clean energy technologies, inadvertently accelerated the global shift towards renewables. As tariffs increased the cost of imported solar panels and wind turbines, many countries, including China and those in Europe, doubled down on their investments in domestic renewable energy industries. This led to a surge in innovation, driving down the cost of renewables and making them increasingly competitive with fossil fuels. The growing adoption of renewables is reshaping the global energy landscape in profound ways. It is reducing reliance on traditional energy exporters, diversifying energy mixes, and enhancing energy security. Moreover, the decentralized nature of renewable energy production, often based on locally available resources, is empowering communities and fostering energy independence. The rise of renewables offers a beacon of hope amidst the uncertainties of the global energy landscape. It presents a pathway towards a more sustainable, secure, and equitable energy future, where energy is no longer a source of geopolitical tension, but rather a driver of global cooperation and shared prosperity. As the evolving dynamics of the global energy landscape are not only reshaping trade patterns and geopolitical alliances, but also fostering new forms of international cooperation. As nations grapple with the challenges of climate change, energy security, and technological disruption, they are increasingly recognizing the need for collaborative approaches to address these shared challenges. One notable example of this emerging cooperation is the Mission Innovation Initiative, a global partnership of over 20 countries committed to accelerating clean energy innovation. By pooling resources, sharing knowledge, and coordinating research and development efforts, participating nations aim to make clean energy technologies widely affordable and accessible, accelerating the global transition to a low-carbon future. Another area of growing collaboration is in the development of regional energy markets and interconnections. By integrating their energy grids and harmonizing energy policies, countries can enhance energy security, promote energy trade, and facilitate the integration of renewable energy sources. For instance, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, is working towards establishing a regional power grid, aiming to enhance energy security and promote the use of renewable energy in the region. These emerging forms of energy cooperation signal a growing recognition that the challenges of the 21st century, particularly in the realm of energy, cannot be addressed in isolation. They underscore the need for a paradigm shift in global energy governance, from competition to collaboration, from zero-sum games to win-win solutions. As the world navigates the complexities of the 21st century, characterized by geopolitical shifts, technological disruptions, and the urgent need to address climate change, the future of energy emerges as a defining challenge and opportunity. The era of abundant and cheap fossil fuels is drawing to a close, necessitating a fundamental transformation of the global energy system. The path forward lies in embracing innovation, fostering cooperation, and cultivating a shared vision of a sustainable energy future. It requires a multi-pronged approach that encompasses technological advancements, policy reforms, and a shift in societal mindsets. Innovation is crucial to developing and deploying clean energy technologies at scale, making them affordable and accessible to all. This includes not only advancements in renewable energy generation, but also in energy storage, grid modernization, and energy efficiency. Governments, research institutions, and the private sector must work together to create an enabling environment for clean energy innovation, providing funding, fostering collaboration, and streamlining regulations. Cooperation is essential to address the transboundary nature of energy challenges. Climate change, energy security, and access to energy are global issues that require collective action. International cooperation can take many forms, from sharing best practices and technologies to coordinating energy policies and establishing regional energy markets. By working together, nations can leverage their respective strengths, share risks, and accelerate the transition to a sustainable energy future. Ultimately, achieving a sustainable energy future requires a shared vision, a recognition that access to affordable, reliable, and clean energy is a fundamental human right and a cornerstone of sustainable development. It demands a shift in mindsets from viewing energy as a mere commodity to recognizing its pivotal role in human development, economic prosperity, and environmental sustainability. The journey towards a sustainable energy future will be challenging, requiring bold decisions, significant investments, and unwavering commitment. However, the rewards of success, a cleaner, more prosperous, and more equitable world, are well worth the effort.